Good morning students, welcome to GOUTAM'S classes. Today we shall solve the remaining questions of exercise 4.2. Already in our previous class we have solved question number 1. In question number 1 you were given direct ready-made quadratic equations to solve by factorization method. Today we shall solve the remaining questions of the same exercise 4.2 by applying factorization method by understanding the situations given in the questions. Okay, so let us start. You can see on screen question number 2 to 6. All the numbers are word problems, numericals. You have to understand all those situations and then frame a quadratic equation for the situations and then solve by the method of factorization, because exercise 4.2 specifically deals with factorization method. So we will be solving the questions using factorization method. That's it. Question number 2 telling you solve the questions given in example number 1. So we shall do this question number 2 at the end of the exercise. Let us first move on to question number 3. In question number 3, you are told that sum of two numbers is 27 and their product is 182. We will find those two numbers by understanding the situation, by forming a quadratic equation for the case and then solving it by factorization method. Alright, so let's go for it. You are told that sum of the two numbers is 27. So let me write, according to question, sum of the two numbers is 27. That means let one number be x. Then what can you say about the other number? Other number will be definitely 27 minus x. It's simple. Like suppose I and you together have 10 chocolates. I have 4 chocolates. Then how many you have? Obviously 10 minus 4, 6. So similarly, if one number is x, then the other number will be 27 minus x, because sum of the two numbers is 27. That's simple. So other number will be 27 minus x. So the other number is 27 minus x. Now according to question, you can see the product of these two numbers is 182. So it means x into 27 minus x is equal to 182. We can write that. According to question, let me write the statement. Their product is 182. This is your equation. This plays as LHS and this plays as RHS of the equation. Now we shall form the equation. So their product means product of these two numbers. What are the numbers? One number is x, the other number is 27 minus x. So x multiplied with the other number means 27 minus x is equal to 182. In place of their product, I mentioned this. Now it is clear. Now let's multiply by distributive property. X into 27 gives you 27x. X into minus x gives you minus x square equals 182. Now students, we will bring 182 to left side. So we will have 27x minus x square. 182 when comes to left side becomes minus 182 equals to 0. Now this is in not standard form actually. It is simplified but not in standard form, because the first term is not having x square. The term with x square, you can see the standard form of quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. So the term ax square, this is not the term ax square. Ax square has to be in the beginning. What is that term here? Minus x square represents ax square. So minus x square will be written in the beginning. Then the term bx, which is 27x here. So plus 27x is bx, and I wrote it in second place as in our standard form. And term c, that is minus 182 here. So it will be written in third place. Okay. So this is ax square, this is bx, this is plus c equals to 0. Now we got our quadratic polynomial on left side. We will solve it now. But at the same time, let me tell you, let me make this term ax square positive. Okay, I mean value of a positive. It will make my work easier. There is no problem if you start with this. If you start solving with this, To make it positive, I'll multiply -1 on both sides. So on left side, when I multiply -1, -1 into -x square becomes +x square. -1 into +27 becomes -27x. And -1 into -182 becomes +182. And -1 into 0 is 0. Now, we will solve this quadratic equation by factorization method. We will split the middle term into two parts, mx and nx, such that m plus n will be equal to the coefficient of the middle term, and product of m and n will be equal to product of a and c, means product of leading coefficient and the constant term a and c, and sum of m and n will be equal to the coefficient of the middle term, means b. Here I have written in rough space also. M plus n has to be equal to b. B means -27 here. So sum of m and n, which we are searching, should be equal to -27, and product of m and n has to be equal to how much? A into c, means a is 1 here, you can see, and what is c? C is 182. So we have 1 into 182 is 182. Correct. Let us now work out to find out m and n. Alright, for that, as we do, we shall start writing 182 as a product of two numbers in as many ways as possible. I can write as 1 into 182. I can write 182 as 2 into 91. I can also write now 182 as, by 3 it is not divisible, by 4 not divisible, by 5 it is not divisible, 6 no, because it is not divisible by 3, by 7 it is divisible, 7 2s are 14, 7 6 are 42, and then by 8 it is not divisible, by 9 no, by 13 it will be divisible, 13 1s are 13, and then 13 4s are 52, so 13 into 14 I got. Now this pairs of numbers you observe, in which pair you get sum or difference as -27. 1 and 182, when you add or subtract, you will not get 27. If you go for sum or difference of 2 and 91, you will not get 27. If you go for sum or difference of 7 and 26, you will not get 27. If you go for sum or difference of 13 and 14, you will get 27. 13 and 14, their difference is 1, but if you add them, you can get 27. So this is your required pair. Now think of symbol. Okay, to think of symbols of 13 and 14, what symbols they will carry, plus or minus, you have to see the product again. Product is 182, it is positive. Positive means these two numbers when multiplied will give you 182, positive 182. That means 13 and 14 both can be negative or both can be positive. So if you take plus 13 and plus 14, their product will be no doubt how much? 182. If you take minus 13 and minus 14, also you will get 182, no problem. But in which case, out of these two pairs, in which case you get the sum equal to -27. If you take plus 13 and plus 14, you will get plus 27. But if you take minus 13 and minus 14, minus 13 plus minus 14, this will give you minus 27. So we will go for minus 13 and minus 14. So for me now, minus 13 let us say is m, and minus 14 is, let's say, is n. So for m I will take minus 13, and for n I will take minus 14. I am going to write here. First term I will copy as it is, x square, the term ax square, let us copy it as it is. In place of minus 27x, I'll write two terms mx and nx. Mx means minus 13x, m is minus 13, mx means minus 13x, and nx, n means minus 14, so minus 14x, n means minus 14, so nx means minus 14x. Next we have plus 182, plus 182 equals 0. So from the first two terms, when you go for taking common, you have x in both the terms, it is common, x is common. What is left in the first term? X. In the second term, what is left? Minus 13. And go for these two parts now. In these two parts, we have, let me take minus 14 common. Why I think 14 is the common factor of these two? Directly you can see here, 14 into 13 gives you 182. So 14 is the factor of 182. So 14 can be taken from here as well as here. Now what is left? Now what is left? You took a negative thing common. So the terms from where you took common, they will be written now with opposite symbol. Minus 14x will be written with positive symbol. Positive, what is left? 14 is common, so x is left. Positive x. This plus, you may omit it. It is understood it is positive. Now plus 182. In place of plus 182, what will be left? Because you have taken a negative number common, so plus will not be there. You will have minus. In place of 182, what you will be left? 14 is taken common, so 13 will be written. 14 into 13 was 182. You can see here 14 into 13 was 182. So 13 is left. Sometimes some students wrongly take something common, and then they feel that this binomial has to come similar here. That's why they simply copy whatever they have here in this place, and they feel they are going to have the right answer. In that way, if you are going, then you may sometime get the wrong answers. Don't go for that. Check properly. Take common factors properly. However, if you have come up to this correctly, then there are less chances of getting here any wrong thing. Like if you have taken highest common factor from these two terms, and from these two terms, it is sure that you will have the same binomial left inside the bracket. No issues are there. Now, these two same binomials I will take as common. X minus 13 is a common binomial. After taking x minus 13 as common factor, what is left? You can see x is left in the first part and minus 14 is left in the second part. Write x and minus 14. X minus 14 equals to 0. Now you can see the product of these two polynomials is 0. So either this polynomial is 0 or this polynomial is 0. If both of them are not 0, then why the product will be 0? Both of them are 0, or this is 0 or this is 0. So I can write x minus 13 is 0 or x minus 14 is 0. So if x minus 13 is 0, x is equal to 13, and here x is equal to, I get 14. I got two values of x, 13 and 14. So our two numbers were x and 27 minus x. Now x is 13 or 14. I will try taking x as first 13. We know a quadratic equation will have two solutions. So we got two solutions, alpha and beta. X is 13, x is 14, means alpha is 13, beta is 14. Now if x is 13, then your two numbers, then the two numbers are x is equal to 13 and 27 minus x is equal to 27 minus 13, that is 14. So you get 13 and 14 as your two numbers. X and 27 minus x were your two numbers. So x is 13 and 27 minus x is 14. Now if you go for the second case, x is equal to 14. If x is equal to 14, then what happens? Then the two numbers are x is equal to, one number is x, so that is 14 now, and the other number is 27 minus x, so 27 minus 14, x means 14, so in place of x I wrote 14. 27 minus 14 is 13. So you observe the two cases. When you took x is equal to 13, you got the two numbers as 13 and 14. When you took x is equal to 14, you got the two numbers as 14 and 13. So whatever the condition, if you take x as 13 or x as 14, whatever it is, your answer is 13 and 14. The two numbers are 13 and 14. So the required answer for this particular question is 13 and 14. The two numbers that we were searching are 13 and 14. So I can conclude this question with a final statement. The two required numbers are 13 and 14. That's it. This ends question number 3. Hope you understood. You have to be good at English also, because in numericals, in word problems, question is written in English, so you have to understand it in English properly. So for that, your grammar, your English is also important. Okay. And at the same time, after understanding the question, you have to take a variable for the unknown, some unknowns, then represent that situation in the form of an equation by taking clues from the question. Then you have to form the quadratic equation. After forming quadratic equation, you are applying factorization method. You are finding m and n and writing in place of the middle term. Okay, after writing that, you are solving it. As you solve equation, then you are getting two values of x. You have to examine that which values give which kind of answer. First value gave us here 13 and 14. The second value of x, which was 14, that also gave us 14 and 13. So our required answer was fixed 13 and 14. So students, you can see we are with question number 4 now. You can see on screen question number 4. It is telling you that find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. Sum of whose squares is 365. So we are dealing again with two consecutive positive integers, as in exercise 4.1 we were dealing. So we can take the two consecutive positive integers as x and x plus 1. Okay, let the two consecutive positive integers be x. If I take the first number as x, then the next consecutive number, the next number immediately will be x plus 1, because every integer exceeds the previous by 1. So the next consecutive integer which comes after x is x plus 1. So first number is x and the next number is x plus 1. So for me, two consecutive positive integers are x and x plus 1. According to question, the sum of whose squares, find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. So sum of squares of this and this. Okay, sum of squares of these two. So square of x and square of x plus 1. All right, so first let me write the statement. Sum of their squares, not square of their sum. Square of their sum will mean different. Okay, square of their sum means first their sum we will calculate and then squaring will be there. But sum of their squares means first squaring the two numbers, square of x is x, and then square of x plus 1 I will take and adding them. Sum of their squares individually. Okay, we are dealing with this, not this. This is not the situation. This is the situation given here. So sum of their squares is given 365. I wrote it. Now sum of their squares means their squares will be added. What is the square of the first number? X square. What is the square of the second number? X plus 1 square. So sum of their squares, first number square plus second number square. Sum of their square means first number square plus second number square. This is 365. So now I have x square plus x plus 1 whole square. X square is there already. X plus 1 whole square, according to identity a plus b whole square, we know a plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So a square means x square. Let me show you the identity here. A plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So who is a here? A is x, so square of x is x square plus 2ab. 2 into a into b means 2 into a into b. So 2 into x into 1, we will have 2 into x, 2x into 1 means 2x plus b square. B square means square of 1. So 1 square is 1 is equal to 365. Now x square plus x square, these are two like terms, so I will have 2x square. 2x is there, let me copy it. Plus 1 is there, let me copy it. 365 comes to left side, becomes minus 365 is equal to 0. Now on left side I have 2x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 365. It will be minus 364. Symbol of the bigger and difference of the two numbers will be taken when opposite symbols are there for two like terms. So now this is your required quadratic equation. But here you can see we have 2x square plus 2x minus 364, and it is clear that 2 is a common factor of all these three terms. So if you take 2 common, and 2 then can be transferred to right hand side, and the equation will become little simpler, little reduced. So that's quite better for us. So I'm taking 2 common from all these terms. So I will be left with x square plus x minus 182. 2 1 is 2, 1 left, 1 and 6 16, 2 8 is 16, 2 2 is 4 equals 0. Now 2 will be taken to right hand side. I am left with x square plus x minus 182 on left side, and on right side when 2 goes, 2 will divide 0, 0 by 2, that means I'll get 0. Okay, so this is your required quadratic equation, which is simpler to solve. Instead of this, here you had 364, here you have now 182, and here coefficient is 1, here plus 1, so it will be quite simpler to solve. So the middle term's coefficient is 1. We know that we are searching m and n whose sum should be equal to b, means 1. So sum of m and n has to be equal to 1, and product of m and n has to be equal to product of a and c. A is 1, c is minus 182. So 1 into minus 182 means we will have 180 minus 182. It is similar to question number 1 now. At that time also we were dealing with the same product 182, and you saw what we had. 182 can be written as 1 into 182, 2 into 91, 7 into 26, and also 13 into 14. Now dealing with each pair, you can find that 13 and 14 are is the pair. 13 and 14 is giving you the pair of two numbers whose difference or sum can give you 1. Difference is giving you 1. Difference of 13 and 14 is 1. So you should go for this. Other pairs of numbers are not giving you difference or sum as 1. So we will take 13 and 14. So selected pair is 13 and 14. Now let's go for symbol. Symbol of the product is negative. So either 13 or 14 has to be negative. Okay. So if I go for minus 13 and plus 14, then I get minus 182. Yes. If I take minus 14 and plus 13, then also I get minus 182. But which one will be my selected pair, correct pair? We have to say check the sum. Sum is 1. Minus 13 and 14, does it give you plus 1? Minus 13 plus 14. Yes, it gives you 1. So minus 13 and 14 is the correct pair. If you take minus 14 and plus 13, you get minus 1. We want plus 1. So this is our right pair. Minus 13 is suppose m, and 14 we will take as n. So minus 13 and 14. These are our required numbers for this situation. Now let's move on to next page. I'll write this. So we have x square. I am copying the first term ax square. Then in place of the middle term, two terms will be written mx and nx. M for suppose minus 13. So I will take minus 13x, and n for who is n? 14. So plus 14x. What was the third constant term? Minus 182. So let me write that. Minus 182 equals 0. Now you have written the quadratic polynomial with 4 terms. From the first 2 terms, from the first group, you get x as common. So x is left, minus 13 is left. From this 2, what is left? What is common from this 2? 14. Plus 14 I took common. So no symbol change will be there. I will be left with x, means positive x, and minus 13 equals to 0, because product of 14 and 13 is 182. So 14 is common means 13 will be left. 13 is common means 14 will be left. Now from these two parts, the common binomial x minus 13 is taken common. We will be left with x and plus 14. So x plus 14 is now left. Now product of these two is 0, means either this is 0 or this is 0, or both of them are zeros. X minus 13 is 0 or x plus 14 is 0. Now x is equal to, I will get plus 13, and here x is equal to, I will get minus 14. So here we got two solutions for our quadratic equation. Quadratic equation gives two solutions, alpha and beta. Alpha is 13, beta is minus 14. Two values of x we got, alpha and beta. Now which value will be suitable for our condition? Question was telling you that there are two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. Two consecutive positive integers, remember, and one of the consecutive positive integer was x. So x can't be negative. We will mention that here. So we will write here, according to question, the integers are positive, not negative. So what we will have, x is equal to 13 or x is equal to minus 14? So x is equal to 13, not minus 14. Leave that. Now if x is equal to 13, then the two numbers are, now the two integers are x is equal to 13 and other integer was x plus 1. X plus 1 is 13 plus 1, that is 14. So our required integers are 13 and 14. So we will conclude with our final statement as we always do. The two required integers are 13 and 14. This ends question number 4. So we took two consecutive integers. According to the question, we wrote sum of their squares is equal to 365. This acted as LHS, this acted as RHS. Then on simplification, we got quadratic equation, and by factorization method, we found the value of, we factorized the polynomial on left side, and then we found the values of x. But x is equal to 13 was permissible here. X is equal to minus 14 could not be taken because question was telling you there are two consecutive positive integers. So we can't take x is equal to minus 14. According to the question, the integers are positive, not negative. So x is equal to 13, not minus 14. So the two integers are x is equal to 13 and x plus 1 is equal to 13 plus 1 is equal to 14. Now concluding line, the two required integers are 13 and 14. This ends question number 4. Let us move on to question number 5. By the way, in this, let me tell you, in case of word problems, you have many things to deal with. I cannot say that it is an easy work. If you are having good practice, if you have good interest in mathematics, then you will definitely feel it easy and make it easy. So actually, you are using many things. You are understanding the question, then taking variable, then making an equation. You are using sometimes identity when required. Then you are simplifying the equation. If you know how to simplify equation, then only it is possible. So you are doing that. Then after making quadratic equation, you have to understand what is a, b and c. Then you have to find m and n and factorize the polynomial. Then you have to find the solutions. So these all things need actually your hard work. You have to be quite good at different things. Okay, you are not just simply using any one concept here. Many things are used here. Identity, simplifying equation, the idea of quadratic equation, factorization method, idea of integers that we took here, x is equal to 13 only. Why not 14, minus 14? You have to understand that in the scenario of the question. So many things are there. Okay, it's not easy, but when you put your interest, it becomes easier, and finally it becomes easiest one. So keep working. Let's go to question number 5. So now students, we are with question number 5. You can see on screen, question number 5 is telling that the altitude of a right triangle is 7 cm less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 cm long, then find the other two sides. So this question is related to geometry. We shall talk about right angle triangle and what facts we should know about this. Let us try to understand. First of all, so let me draw a right angle triangle for you here. Here, ABC is a right angle triangle. I am naming it. This is ABC triangle ABC with B as right angle and hypotenuse is AC. You can see AB is altitude, BC is base. If you say BC is altitude and AB is base, there is no issue. You can take that. Here AB is altitude and BC is base. AC is hypotenuse. According to question, you can see hypotenuse is 13 cm long. So let me mention here, hypotenuse is 13 cm long. What is the relation between base and altitude? It is told that the altitude is 7 cm less than base. Means if I take base, base is BC, base BC and altitude AB. If I take base BC as a 20, then what can you say about altitude AB? Altitude is 7 cm less than base, means 20 minus 7, that means 13. If BC is a 10 cm, then altitude AB will be 10 minus 7 is equal to 3 centimeter. Whatever is the value of base, from that we are subtracting 7 to get altitude. So if I take base as x, then altitude will be x minus 7. Altitude depends on base. So I will take base BC as x. So altitude AB will come as x minus 7. That's it. So we will write this first. Let in triangle ABC base BC is base BC is x centimeter. Then according to question, altitude, so we have altitude is equal to, altitude is AB, altitude AB is equal to x minus 7. Altitude is 7 centimeter less than the base. If our base was x, then altitude is x minus 7. 7 centimeter less than the base. So altitude is x minus 7 centimeter, base is x centimeter. Clear? Now we have base BC, we have altitude AB, and we have hypotenuse AC is 13. Let me mention that here. According to question, hypotenuse AC equals to 13 centimeter. Now it's time to frame equation. We understood the question. It was on geometry related to right angle triangle. We took the variable for unknown things like base BC. Then we represented altitude in terms of BC or base. Then we wrote the given thing, hypotenuse AC is 13 centimeter. Now it's time to frame equation. Okay, to frame equation we must have some clue in the question, but there is no other kind of equality given in question. You have to understand some facts regarding right angle triangle. So which fact of right angle triangle we are going to use here? You can recall there is a popular property called Pythagoras property. Pythagoras property or Pythagoras theorem gives the relationship between the three sides base, altitude and hypotenuse. Base, altitude and hypotenuse. Pythagoras theorem states that square of hypotenuse is equal to square of base plus square of altitude. Let me write here. By Pythagoras theorem, we know that hypotenuse square means, what is hypotenuse here? AC. AC square is equal to square of the base plus square of the altitude. Base is BC, so BC square plus AB square, altitude square. By Pythagoras theorem, in triangle ABC. Okay, so I mentioned by Pythagoras theorem in triangle ABC, we have AC square equal to BC square plus AB square. This is Pythagoras theorem or Pythagoras property. We shall apply this. This gives you a left hand side and a right hand side you have. Now you put these values what you have. BC is x, AB is x minus 7 and AC is 13. Put these values, you will get definitely your equation. AC is 13. So 13 square I have. BC square. BC square is, BC means x. So I will have x square plus AB. What is AB? AB is x minus 7. So AB square means square of x minus 7. Square of x minus 7 means x minus 7 whole square. Now let's calculate. This is 13 square. It is 169. You know it. X square we have already. X minus 7 square. This comes under a minus b whole square. You know what is a minus b whole square? A minus b whole square gives you a square minus 2ab plus b square. Who is a here? X. So I will write x square minus 2ab minus 2 into a into b. 2 into x into 7. 2 into x is 2x. 2x into 7 is 14x. And then plus b square. Who is b? 7. 7 square means 49. Clear? Now I have this. I can bring everything to left side. So first of all, let me simplify a little. I have 169. Here x square plus x square becomes 2x square minus 14x plus 49 I have. So let me copy them. I have this. Now let me bring everything to left side. So I will have 169 I have already, minus 2x square I will have when 2x square comes to left side. minus 14x will become plus 14x when it comes to left side, and plus 49 becomes minus 49. On right side we have 0. Okay, now is there any like term? Yes, 169 and minus 49. 169 minus 49 is 120. So I'll have 120 minus 2x square plus 14x equals to 0. Correct? Now this is simplified, but I can see that 2 can be a common factor from all these terms. 2 is the common factor. So let me reduce it. 2 taken common. 2 taken common out of this 3 will give me 60 minus x square plus 7x equals 0. Now 2 goes to other side, so I'll have 60 minus x square plus 7x is equal to 0. 2 goes to other side, divides 0, so we have 0 by 2, which means 0. Now I have 60 minus x square plus 7x, but it is not exactly matching with our standard form. Standard form is ax square plus bx plus c. Ax square means the term with x square. It should be written in the beginning, but we have 60. We will write the term with x square in the beginning. So minus x square will be written first, then plus 7x, then 60. 60 is positive, so positive 60 I wrote. Now changing the symbol of all the terms on left and right will not cause any harm to your equation. So I can write it x square. This is minus 7x. So x square minus 7x minus 60. I change the sign of all the terms on left side and right side. Now quadratic equation is formed. It's time to split the middle term to factorize it. And we know that m plus n has to be equal to b. Means who is b here? Minus 7. And m into n should be equal to a into c. A is 1 and c is minus 60. So my product should be minus 60. Now our task was to represent 60, this numerical part, as a product of two numbers in as many ways possible. So I can write 60 as 1 into 60. I can write as 2 into 30. I can write 60 as 3 into 20. I can write it as 4 into 15. I can also write as 5 into 12. I can write it also as 6 into 10. Now which pair here gives you, each pair gives you product 60, but which pair gives you sum or difference equal to 7? Let us check that. 60 and 1, no. 2 and 30 cannot give you sum or difference as 7. 14 and 15, no. 5 and 12. 5 and 12, yes, they give you the sum or difference equal to 7. Sum or difference? Sum is 12 plus 5, 17. Difference of 12 or 5 is 7. So now let's talk about signs of the product, signs of m and n. So here go to the product. Sign of product is negative. So out of 5 and 12, one has to be negative. For example, let's say I take 5 as negative and 12 as positive. Product is no doubt 60. Okay, I am getting it. If I take 12 as negative and 5 as a positive integer, then I also get 60 minus 60. But in which case you get sum as minus 7. That is important thing. Minus 5 plus 12. If you take minus 5 plus 12, it gives you 7. You don't get minus 7. So this case is ruled out. Take minus 12 and plus 5. Do you get minus 7? Yes, you get minus 7. When you take minus 12 and plus 5, you get minus 7. So your required pair of m and n is minus 12 and 5. So minus 12 you take as m and 5 as n to write in place of the middle term when you split the middle term. So first term will be copied as it is, the term ax square. Then m is minus 5, sorry, m is minus 12x and n is 5. So plus 5x minus 60. Okay, so mx and nx I have written is equal to 0. Now what is the common part in these two terms? X. So x is left, here 12 is left, minus 12 I have. In these two parts, plus 5 is taken common, x is left, minus 12 is left, is equal to 0. Now you have the same binomial as a common factor in these two parts. So x minus 12 is common binomial taken out. After taking x minus 12, we are left with x plus 5, x and plus 5. So write x plus 5 equals to 0. So you get now x minus 12 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. Now x is equal to 12 or x is equal to minus 5. So we solved the quadratic equation. We got two values of x, because in quadratic equation we get two roots. So we got two roots, x is equal to 12, x is equal to minus 5. Alpha is 12, beta is minus 5. But for our situation, are both the values suitable or anything will be avoided? Let's see. Here we had a triangle. The length of a triangle cannot be negative. So x can't be minus 5. BC, which is x, cannot be negative, means cannot be minus 5. Then which value we will take? For us, our answer is this, x is equal to 12. This is positive value. This can be the length of a side of any polygon. All right. So x is equal to 12 is our required answer. So we will mention that length can't be negative. So x is equal to, that's why we will have x is equal to 12 as our value. All right. So value of x is 12. Now question was asking find the other two sides. So we will mention in our answer that the other two sides are, so now we have base BC is equal to x, that means how much centimeter? 12 centimeter, and altitude was AB. So altitude AB equals to x minus 7 centimeter. That means 12 minus 7, that equals to 5 centimeter. So base is 12 centimeter and altitude is 5 centimeter. These are the two required sides. We will write as our final statement, the two required sides are, so the two required sides are base equals to 12 centimeter and altitude equals to 5 centimeter. This ends your answer part. We found the other two sides, means base and altitude of this right angle triangle. Hope you understood this question. This question was related to geometry. You have to know the Pythagoras property to solve this question. You have to know the properties of triangle while dealing with any question related to triangle. And no doubt you must know factorization method, solving equation. So you need to have practice on all these things, correct? Let's go for number 6. So students, we are with question number 6 now. You can see on screen. Question number 6 tells that a cottage industry produces a certain number of articles, certain number of pottery articles in a day. On a particular day, it was observed that the cost of producing an article is 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. And then question is also telling you that if the total cost of production on that day was rupees 90, then find the number of articles produced on each day and also the cost of each article, cost of producing each article. You can see in the question, in the second statement it is written that the cost of producing each article, the cost of production of each article is 3 rupees more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. 3 rupees more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. So cost of each article depends on number of articles produced on a day. So I will take care of this thing, number of articles produced on that particular day. Suppose on that day number of articles produced is 10, then according to statement, cost of production of each article, cost of production of each article is how much? 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. So plus 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day, means double of number of articles, double of 10. Number of articles produced is 10 suppose, then 2 into 10, and 3 I have added here because 3 rupees more than twice of number of articles. So 2 into 10 plus 3. That means if number of article I take as x, then cost of producing each article will be 2 into x plus 3, which means 2x plus 3. This is cost of producing each article if number of article is x. Cost of production of each article depends on number of articles. So I will take number of articles as x and I will continue the answer part. So let us start with this. Let the number of articles produced that day be x. Okay, x number of articles were produced. Then according to question, what I can say about cost of production of each article? According to question, cost of production of each or one article is told in the question equal to 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. The number of articles produced on that day. Okay, so I will try to express this one in terms of I will try to express this statement as an expression. 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. Twice the number of articles produced on that day. Number of articles produced on that day is x. Twice of x means 2x. 3 more than twice of this means 3 more than 2x. So 2x plus 3. Okay, so we get cost of production of each article is 2x plus 3. Now this is cost of production and this is number of articles produced on that day. Now in the last part of the question you can see it is told that if the total cost of production on that day was rupees 90. What do you mean by total cost of production? Total cost of production comes out by multiplying number of articles produced on that day with cost of each article, cost of producing each article. So it is simple. According to question, let's write. Also according to question we have total cost of production that day was rupees 90. And we know that total cost of production is calculated or is counted by multiplying number of articles produced that day with the cost of production of each article. So it's simple. We will multiply number of articles, which is x, and cost of producing each article is 2x plus 3. So number of articles with cost of producing each article will give you total cost of production, that is 90. Correct? Now we have x into 2x square. Let's multiply them. X into 3 gives you 3x, and on right side I have 90. We will have 2x square plus 3x. 90 comes to left side, it becomes minus 90. On right side I have 0 now. Can it be reduced anymore? Is it in standard form? Let us observe. It cannot be reduced anymore because there is no common factor in the terms, and it is in standard form. You can see ax square plus bx plus c. You can match it with standard form. So our task is now to factorize it to solve the equation. Already I have applied in number 3, 4 and 5 this method. By considering these two facts, I have found values of m and n. Now I will find out m and n by applying these two formula. Let's try. Okay, 2x square plus 3x minus 90 I have. Who is a? A is 2. Who is b? 3. Who is c? Minus 90. Let me apply those values to find out m and n. So what is b? We have 3. So let me write 3 plus root b square minus 4ac. B square means 3 square. So 3 square is 9. 9 minus 4ac means, let me calculate, minus 4 into A. A is 2. And what is C? C is minus 90. So I will have 4 to 8, 9 is 72. 720. Minus into minus is plus. So positive 720 I will have. Alright. So plus 720. And by I have 2. Now what happens? 3 plus 9 plus 720 is 729. Root 729 by 2. 3 plus square root of 729 is 27 by 2. So 27 plus 3 is 30. 30 by 2 is 15. So value of m is 15. Then what will be the value of n? To calculate that, don't calculate again all these things as you did here. Just take the help of some of the things. These two formulas are same completely except this plus minus symbol. So use b as it was here, 3, and then put minus and root b square minus 4ac. Value of root b square minus 4ac at the end, what you got? Just copy that, 27. So I am taking that 27. Means we had 3, we had minus, root b square minus 4ac was 27 finally. 729 root gave you 27. So 3 minus 27 you get, and by we have 2. So 3 minus 27 is minus 24 by 2, which means minus 12. That's it. So m is 15, n is minus 12. If you face difficulty in this or that, you can exchange your process. If you face difficulty in this, try to apply this. If you face difficulty in this, apply this. Consider these two facts and find m and n. Okay. Now, our m is 15 and n is minus 12. Let me write now, copy 2x square as it is, then plus 3x. 3x is middle term. So in place of 3x, I will write mx plus nx. mx means 15x plus 15x. nx means minus 12x. Minus 12x plus, sorry, plus not, minus 90. We have minus 90 equals 0. We have now 4 terms. The first 2 terms make the group, first group, and from that, what is the common part? You see, common is x. So you are left with 2x plus 15. From these two parts, if I take minus common, and from 12 and 90, what can be taken maximum as a common part, common factor? 6 is a common factor of both of them. So I can take 6. Okay, minus 6. Because I took minus 6, minus 12x will be written with positive sign. So what is left in place of 12? 2. Because I took 6 common and will be positive, there will be positive sign. X is also left, and this minus will become plus now because I have taken minus 6 as a common factor. In place of 90, I'll have 15. Okay. Now you have a common binomial, 2x plus 15. What is left after taking 2x plus 15? You are left with minus 6 and x. X minus 6 equals 0. Now we have either 2x plus 15 is equal to 0 or x minus 6 equals to 0. So we have 2x is equal to minus 15 or x is equal to positive 6. Now x is equal to, you have minus 15 by 2, and here we have x is equal to 6. So we got 2 solutions of this quadratic equation. In quadratic equation we get 2 roots, alpha and beta. Alpha is minus 15 by 2, beta is 6. Now out of these 2 values, which value will be permissible, or both values are accepted in this particular situation? Number of articles produced on that day was x. We have x is equal to minus 15 by 2 and x is equal to 6. These both values cannot be accepted. You can see number of articles will be a whole number always. Okay. Or sometimes we can have it fraction. Suppose, for example, an article is produced, not completely produced, some part of it is still to be produced on the next day or in the upcoming days. Then it can be a fraction, but it can never be negative. So here I must mention that thing. But number of articles can't be negative. So this value is rejected. X is equal to minus 15 by 2. It's not possible for this situation. We will accept this particular value. So X is equal to 6, not minus 15 by 2. Okay. So number of articles can't be negative, and that's why we have X is equal to 6, not X is equal to minus 15 by 2. Clear? Now question is asking you, find the number of articles produced on that day and also find the cost of production of each article. So cost of production of each article is 2x plus 3, we have shown here. So we will calculate this value to get the cost of production of each article. And number of articles produced is X, which we have already shown here. X is equal to 6, means 6 articles were produced. And cost of production of each article we will calculate. Now cost of production of each article equals to 2x plus 3, which is 2 into x means 6 plus 3, that means 12 plus 3, that means rupees 15. So cost of producing each article was 15 and number of articles produced was 6. Okay, let me erase this part. So let me write the final statement. The number of articles produced is 6 and cost of producing each article is rupees 15. Clear? Here we end question number 6. Now as I told, we shall go for question number 2. Now students, we are going to solve question number 2. Question number 2 is telling you solve questions from example 1. Let me show you what is example 1. Example 1, you can see it has 2 bits, but in that particular example only you are asked to frame quadratic equations only. Now in question number 2 you are asked to solve those 2 equations as well. So we will frame equation as well as we solve now. So let's go to example 1. See on the screen. First question is, let me read. John and Jivanti together have 45 marbles. Okay, and both of them lost 5 marbles. Each of them lost 5 marbles. Then product of the marbles now they have is 124. We have to find out the marbles of each of them. Okay, marbles that each of them had in the beginning. So for that we will frame a quadratic equation and we will solve it. Look at the question first. It is telling, let me write number 2 I. It was from example 1, so let me mention example 1 I. Okay, John and Jivanti together had 45 marbles. So if John has, suppose John has 10 marbles, then how many marbles Jivanti will have? Jivanti will have how many? 45 marbles they had in total together. So 45 minus 10, that is 35. If John has 25 marbles, then Jivanti will have 45 minus 25. How much? 20. Together they have 45. 10 plus 35, 45. 25 plus 20, 45. If John has 10, then 45 minus 10 is the number of marbles that Jivanti has, means 35. If John has 25 marbles, then number of marbles of Jivanti is 45 minus 25, 20. If John has X, then how many marbles Jivanti will have? Jivanti will have 45 minus X. Total number of marbles that they both have is 45. If John has X, then Jivanti has 45 minus number of marble that John has. So John's marble subtracted from total gives you number of marble with Jivanti, means 45 minus X. Okay, let me mention total number of marbles with both of them together. Total number of marbles they together have is 45. So we will take, let the number of marbles with John be x. Then how many marbles Jivanti has according to our discussion? Then number of marbles with Jivanti is equal to 45 minus x. Okay, we got now number of marbles with John and number of marbles with Jivanti in terms of variable x. Correct. According to question, they both lost 5 marbles. Each of them lost 5 marbles. So now what happens? John has x marbles, Jivanti has 45 minus x marbles. So when John loses 5 marbles, it means he will have now 5 less than x, means x minus 5. This is number of marble with John now. Okay, after losing 5. After losing 5 marbles, John has x minus 5 and Jivanti has number of marbles of Jivanti is 45 minus x. So 5 less than this means 45 minus x minus 5, which gives 45 minus 5 is 40. Let me write 40 minus x. So now number of marble with Jivanti is 40 minus x and number of marble with John is x minus 5. We will mention that here. So let me write, after they lost 5 marbles, how many they have? According to question, each of them lost 5 marbles. Okay, they each of them lost 5 marbles. So now number of marbles with John is x minus 5, because John lost 5 marbles. Earlier he had x. After losing 5, he will have x minus 5. 5 less than previous number of marble, means 5 less than x minus 5. Now number of marbles with Jivanti will be how much? Jivanti had 45 minus x marbles. Now after losing 5 marbles, she will have what? 45 minus x minus 5. His previous number of marbles minus 5. So I'll write 45 minus x minus 5. That means 45 minus x minus 5. 45 minus 5 gives me 40 and minus x, let me copy here. So Jivanti has now 40 minus x number of marbles and John has x minus 5. According to question, product of the number of marbles that they have now is 124. Means product of the number of marbles John has now is x minus 5 and number of marble Jivanti has is 40 minus x. Product of it means this two is equal to 124. We shall mention that. So let me mention, according to question, product of marbles, product of number of marbles that both of them have now is 124. So this particular expression statement is my LHS, this is RHS. For this LHS, what I'll write? Product of the marbles that they have now means product of the number of marbles that John now is x minus 5. The number of marble that John has is x minus 5 and number of marble that Jivanti has is 40 minus x. So product of the number of marbles with both of them. This is number of marble with John. This is number of marble with Jivanti. Product of these two is 124. Let me multiply what I get. X into 40 gives me 40x. X into minus x gives me minus x square. And minus 5 into 40 gives me minus 200. And minus 5 with minus x gives me plus 5x. Now let me shift 124 to left side. I have 40x. I have minus x square. I have minus 200. I have 5x. And 124 comes to left side, becomes minus 124 is equal to 0. Now like terms, 40x and 5x becomes 45x. minus x square I have, it has no like terms. Let me copy. Minus 200 and minus 124. This gives you minus 324 equals 0. This is simplified but not standard form. I must write the term with x square in the beginning. Minus x square is that first, then bx means plus 45x, then minus 324. So now this is in standard form. You can see the term with x square is in the beginning, ax square plus bx plus c we have. But let me make this first term positive. So for that I will change the sign of the terms on LHS and RHS. Changing the signs, I get x square minus 45x plus 324 equals to 0. Now I got the standard form. You can work with this also, but I want to make this positive because it helps me in calculation, and while taking common it becomes quite better. So now I will split the middle term. For that I can go for these two facts and find mn, or I can use the specific formula for m and n and get them. So I will go for specific formula. B is minus 45. So let me write minus 45 plus b square minus 4ac. B square means square of minus 45. Minus 45 square. You know, number ending with 5. For a number ending with 5 we can calculate square easily. Square of 5 is 25, write it, and multiply 4 with 5. 4 into 5, 20. So 4 with next number. After 4 we get 5, so 4 into 5 is 20. So we get the square of 45 is 2025. Minus, it is negative, but square of negative is positive. So we have 2025. 2025. Then we shall go for calculating minus 4ac. Minus 4, what is a? 1. What is c? 324. So we get 4 4 just 16, 4 2 is 8, 1 9, 4 3 is 12. 1 2 9 6. Minus into plus means minus 1 2 9 6 by 2. So what I get as result? Minus 45 plus 2025 minus 1296. 15 minus 6 is 9, and here 1 left. 11 minus 9 is 2. Then here 9 is left. 9 minus 2 is 7, and 1 minus 1 is 0. I have 729 by 2. Now minus 45 plus square of 729, square root of 729 is 27 by 2. So I will have 45 minus 27. What is the result? 15 minus 7 is 8, and 3 minus 2 is 1. Negative symbol will be given because 45 is greater than 27. So minus 18 by 2, which means minus 9. I'm going to split the middle term. So mx and nx I will get. So mx means minus 9x. And now nx, what will be nx? Means value of n. I have minus 9 now. I will split 45x into mx and nx. Mx is minus 9x. What is n? I want nx, so I need n. What is n? To get n, simply subtract m from minus 45. Minus 45 minus 9. So I will have minus 45 plus 9. That means I will have minus 36. Minus 36 is the value of n. Instead of putting the value of a, b, c here, you can directly calculate the value of n by subtracting m from minus 45. You had minus 45 as b. It will be split into m and n. So if you get m, subtract m from minus 45 to get n. You have got already minus 9. So subtract minus 9 from minus 45. Minus 45 minus 9 minus minus 9 gives you minus 36. So minus 36 is the value of n. I'll write them. X square minus m is 9. So I have minus 9x, and in place of nx I'll write minus 36x. Now we will take common from the first group and the second group to get the factorization done. So I have x square minus 9x. From this, x is common, x is left with minus 9. From these two parts, minus 36 can be taken common. 36 is common factor of this. So I'll be left with x, and here minus 36 into 9 is 324. So I'll be left with 9. So we have a common binomial x minus 9 here. x minus 9 and then x minus 36 is left, okay, is equal to 0. Now we have x minus 9 is equal to 0 or x minus 36 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 9 or x is equal to 36. Now here we solved our quadratic equation. We got two values, x is equal to 9 or x is equal to 36. So both of them will be admissible for this particular question or not. Let us examine that. Number of marbles together they have is 45. Number of marble, we know it cannot be negative. We have x is equal to 9 and 36, both are positive values, so both will be acceptable. Number of marble, with John we took x, so x can be 9 or x can be 36, means number of marble that John has can be 9 or 36. So let us write that. I am erasing this part. Remember, John had x marbles and Jivanti had 45 minus x marbles. So if I take x is equal to 9, then number of marbles with John is 9, is x, which is 9, and number of marbles with Jivanti is 45 minus x, means 45 minus 9 means 36. Clear? So if we take x is equal to 9, number of marble with John was x, so 9 marbles John has, and number of marble with Jivanti is 36. If we take x is equal to 36, then number of marbles with John is x, which means 36. 36 marbles John has, and number of marbles with Jivanti will be 45 minus x, which means 45 minus 36, which means 9. So number of marbles Jivanti will have is 9. Actually both these cases are your answers. In question it is not mentioned that whether Jivanti has more marbles or John has more marbles. If that thing is mentioned, then we could say that suppose John has more marbles, then we could say that John has 36 and Jivanti has 9. If it is told that Jivanti has more marbles, the number of marbles with Jivanti is more than John, then we could say this case is right. Taking x is equal to 9, we could say Jivanti has 36 marbles and John has 9 marbles. Because it is not mentioned, both these things are our answers. So in our final statement we can write, so John has 9 marbles and Jivanti has 36, or we can also say that John has 36 marbles and Jivanti has 9. Both are correct answers. If you go for the first statement, that is right. If you go for the second statement, this is also right. In both the cases, the sum of the two number of marbles of both of them is 45, and product of marbles after they lose 5 marbles will be no doubt equal to 124. So here we end with question number I of example 1, which was asked to solve in question number 2. Let's go for double I. Now students, we are with number 2, example 1, double I. Look at question number double I on screen. You can see that this question exactly matches almost with our question number 6. You can also do it. Still, let me solve it so that you can have a revision of number 6 also. Let's go for it. See on the screen, the question is telling you that a factory produces a certain number of toys every day. Okay. On a particular day, it was found that the cost of producing each toy is 55 minus the number of toys produced on that day. And also it is told that the cost of total cost of production on that particular day was 750 rupees. So we have to find the number of toys produced on that day and cost of production of each toy. Okay, so you can see cost of production of each toy is 55 minus the total number of toys produced. So cost of production of each toy depends on number of toys produced on that day. So we will take number of toys produced as X. Let the number of toys produced that particular day be X. X toys, X number of toys were produced on that day. According to question, cost of producing each toy, cost of producing each toy is how much? 55 minus the total number of articles produced on that day. So cost of production of each toy will be 55 minus the total number of toys produced on that day, which is X, means 55 minus X. This is the cost of producing each toy in rupees. Okay. According to question, the total cost of production on that day was rupees 750. We discussed already in number 6 that total cost of production on a particular day will be calculated by multiplying cost of producing one toy or each toy with total number of toys produced on that day. So cost of producing each toy multiplied with total number of toys produced on that day will give you total cost of production that day. Okay, so let me mention as given in the question. According to question, total cost of production that day was rupees 750. Correct? This is given in the question. Now cost of production that day will be calculated, total cost will be calculated by multiplying cost of producing each toy with total number of produced toy on that day, means X into 55 minus X. On left side, in place of total cost of production that day, I can write number of toys produced, which is X, multiplied with cost of producing each toy, which is 55 minus X. This will give you 750. 55 minus X represents cost of producing each toy, and this X presents total number of toys produced on that day. So number of toys with cost gives you total cost. Now X into 55 is 55X. X into minus X is minus X square, and we have 750. Okay. Now 55X, let me copy as it is, minus X square, let me copy as it is. 750 comes to left side, becomes minus 750 equals to 0. Now I must arrange it in standard form. First term ax square means minus x square, then bx means 55x plus 55x, then minus 750 equals 0. I got my quadratic equation, but still let me make ax square positive, the term ax square a positive one. So I will write minus x square as x square, then plus 55x will become minus 55x. I'm simply changing the sign of all the terms of LHS, and minus 750 becomes plus 750 equals 0. Now this is my quadratic equation. I'll split the middle term now and factorize it to get the solutions. So m plus n, we are searching mx and nx. So m and n, m plus n has to be equal to minus 55, m plus n is equal to b, means minus 55, and product of m and n should be equal to a into c, means 1 into 750. A is 1, c is 750. So 1 into 750, that is 750. So if you try to find out different ways to represent 750, you can go for that. But you see, you may face a longer list of pairs of numbers. So instead of that, if I go for this, it will be better, I think. Here I simply focus on calculation, then it will come out. Okay, so let me go for this. You can go for this, no problem, if you can try. Okay, now b is minus 55. plus root b square minus 4ac. b square means square of 55 means square of minus 55 square. Again a number with 5 ending with 5. Square of 5, write 25. The previous digit is 5. Next number after 5 is 6. So multiply 5 into 6. You get 30. So square of 55 is 3025. Negative it is. You have negative 55. Square of negative is positive 3025. Now minus 4ac. Minus 4 into a. We have minus 4ac. So minus 4. A is 1 and c is 750. So we have minus 4 zeros are 0, 4 5s are 20, 4 7s are 28 and 2 30, 3000. So we have minus 3000, all right, by 2. Now minus 55 plus 3025 minus 3000 gives me only 25. Square root of 25 by 2. Now I have minus 55 plus 5. Square root of 25 is 5. Now I have 2. Answer minus 55 plus 5 is minus 50 by 2, which gives you minus 25. So value of m is minus 25. After getting minus 25 means after getting the value of m, you can subtract it from b to get n, because m plus n is b. So if you want to find out n, subtract m from b. So in place of mx and nx, I can write that. First let me copy x square as it is, and in place of minus 55x, as I said, I'll go for mx and nx. I have m as minus 25. So in place of mx, in place of mx, I will write minus 25x. And now what is the value of n? As I said, subtract m from b. Minus 55 minus m means minus 55 minus of m. M is minus 25. So you get minus 55 minus of minus is plus 25. So you get minus 55 plus 25 is minus 30. So value of n is minus 30. So let me write in place of nx minus 30x. You can simply observe and write here as well. There is no issue. Now I have 750 is equal to 0. Now from these two parts, what is common? X. So x is left here, and in this place I am left with 25. Now from this last two parts, last two terms, what is common? You can see 30 is a common factor. Forget 0. 3 into 25 is 75. So 30 will be common factor. What is left? X is left here with positive symbol because I have taken minus 30 as our common factor. So as minus symbol has been taken, remaining things of this term will be left with positive sign, and the remaining thing of this term will be left with negative sign because it was positive earlier. So in place of 750, I will be left with 25. 30 into 25 is 750 is equal to 0. So here I have now x minus 25, which is the common binomial in these two parts. I have taken it out common. Now what is left? X and minus 30. So x minus 30 is left is equal to 0. Either x minus 25 is 0 or x minus 30 is 0. So we have x is equal to 25 or x is equal to 30. All right. So we have x is equal to 25 and x is equal to 30. Both the things are positive. Okay. The number of toys produced on that day was x. Number of toys can't be negative, and we have both positive. So both are admissible. Okay. Number of toys produced on that day can be 25 as well as can be 30. Let me write here. If x is equal to 25, then number of toys produced that day is x, means 25, and cost of producing each toy will be 55 minus x, means 55 minus 25 means rupees 30. Okay. So cost of producing each toy is rupees 30. if total number of toys produced on that day is 25. If I take x is equal to 30, then number of toys produced that day is x, means 30. Okay, 30 toys produced on that day, and cost of production or cost of producing each toy is 55 minus x. So 55 minus 30 means 20 rupees 25. Okay, so if you take number of toys produced on that day is 30, then cost of producing each toy is 25. If you take number of toys produced is 25, then cost of production is 30. In both the scenarios, the total cost of production gives you 750. So both are your answers. You have to mention both of them. Only mentioning one thing is not complete solution. Now to conclude this number, I will mention both these cases. If x is equal to 30 and x is equal to 25, both the scenarios are giving our answers. So let me mention. So number of toys produced that day is 25 and cost of producing each toy is or was rupees, how much? It was 30. Or let me mention the case number 2 also. Or number of toys produced that day was 30 according to case 2, and cost of producing each toy was rupees 25. So this is your final statement. So you completed number 2 to 6 from exercise 4.2 in this way. Now here the exercise 4.2 ends. Question number 1 was having direct ready-made quadratic equations where you solve them by factorization method, and question number 2 to 6 were word problems. It finishes your exercise 4.2. If any doubt is there, in the comment section you can ask, or if any mistake I have committed while solving, then you can also tell me that in the comment section. Do subscribe my channel, comment, like and share my channel. At the same time, other videos also in my channel are available. You can see them to have more clarity on any point where you have doubt, or you can ask me in the comment section. Till then, take care. See you in the next video. Thank you.